really good one today. Do you still call it underwear if you're just wearing it? Like if you're not,
that's all you're wearing?
Yeah. I mean, it's not
underwear.
under.
What is it under? You know,
It's
I
a
came
good
off that.
point.
I want everybody to know that Stratus came up with that in just like 30 seconds ago.
No, it was.
Don't you come up with all of them?
It was a
By
beautiful
yourself?
mod.
No, that one's just like this. Just like this. Like I took Limitless. That
Well,
pill,
what's your answer?
That pill before and people
that
think
what
I
you
also
call
look
it?
like Bradley Cooper as well.
I don't think you look anything like Bradley Cooper. Can you go over to the YouTube branch and put a poll out of your liking? Where will Arch Manning end up? How about we throw that one out there? Where do they think Arch Manning's going to end up? Tell us in the Daily Wire chat, YouTube, or not YouTube branch, the Booster Club branch there. Alabama lands a commitment from 2023 quarterback Eli Holstein. We'll tell you what this means for the Arch Manning recruitment. Deebo Samuel shows up for the Mavs and Warriors game, but doesn't show up at the 49ers OTAs. And of course, we're giving you our favorite picks after a hot night last night. We got some more good matchups. It's 2 Central, 3 Eastern, and something Pacific time. It's time for Crane & Company. We are currently witnessing one of the most high-profile recruitments in the history of college football with Manning family legacy Arch Manning. Now, being a Manning in the football realm draws a ton of hype and even more expectation once Arch chooses a college destination. I have a good idea of which school would be the best fit for him, but I'll get to that in a minute. I want to focus right now on whether or not Arch will be able to live up to the ultra-high expectations that are laid out before him right now. The answer is very simple. It's going to be nearly impossible for him to reach the heights of these expectations. He'll be expected to win a natty very early, win the Heisman. We've seen young guys win it before. Then, if he does make the NFL, he'll be expected to be the next superstar. The odds say that goal isn't most likely. How many times have we seen mega stars and mega sports stars' children have the same or more success than their predecessor? We usually don't. Michael Jordan's kid was never going to be Michael Jordan. Bronny most likely won't be LeBron. I can go down the list. And that's not to say that Arch won't be elite. He just won't be perfect. Some are already calling him generational, or the next Tom Brady. Let's let the kid pick a school first. Let's let him get used to the college life and the responsibilities of being a student athlete. He may even reach these lofty expectations. He has the ability to, but the odds aren't in his favor. They're not in anybody's favor. I'm excited as hell to watch him play, wherever he ends up choosing to go. But let's let him write his own story before we start selling his book. And I could sell a book on how good Tessa Mays is. But I'm going to bring in David Cohn, Blaine Crane, my brother co-host here. The Manning name carries a lot of weight. And I think this kid's going to be unbelievably special. He's got a ton of talent. He's got it mentally, fundamentally, making throws at different angles, understanding what he's looking at, having the pocket presence. He was raised by the Picassos of the quarterback position. But even having said that, the expectations for him wherever he goes are going to be through the roof. And some people say, well, that's how it is. And I understand that. But sometimes we forget these are human beings. There has been a lot of hyped up players that didn't turn out to where everybody thought they were going to be. More that didn't turn out than did. My thing is, gas him up if you want, and you should. He's really talented. But some of these expectations that are put on this kid are way too high, way too early. Let him settle in, let us see it, and then he'll have a chance to go achieve them.
The expectations are high, but the expectations were high for his uncles too, Peyton and Eli, because Archie Manning was an unbelievable quarterback. My father-in-law, Richard Todd, still tells stories about how great Archie Manning was. So I think he's going to be a phenomenal player. Again, overrated, underrated has less to do with the player and more to do with us. Like, you make a great point. You hype someone up to a certain extent, and it doesn't matter if he wins 3 Heisman trophies, and goes straight to the NFL after his junior year. At some point, the media hype will be impossible to overcome. But he's going to be a great player, and Arch Manning will play quarterback for Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs.
You think
that's
where
what's
he's
going to happen? Now, a week ago, I would have said it's Alabama until it's not, right? But they seem to like this kid that they got. The Eli Holstein kid, okay? So he's going to play quarterback for Georgia. And there's a few things. One, he doesn't have to disappoint either of his uncles or his granddad by not going to Ole Miss or Tennessee. And he doesn't have to worry about a coaching change in the middle of his tenure. Now, he is a 2023 recruit, so he'll come in as a freshman next season. Even if he were to start 3 years right off the bat, that would be 4 more seasons for Nick Saban to coach if he were to go to a place like Alabama, or 4 more seasons for a coach to stay at Ole Miss like Lane Kiffin, right? So with Kirby Smart, I know Kirby's going to be at Georgia 4 seasons from now. I think that's what's going to happen. He wants to win a championship, which he can do there, and he wants to cement his own legacy.
Blaine, where do you got him going?
I got to go into Georgia, too.
Georgia?
I mean, to be a Bulldog, and this is how I think about it. One, Peyton never won a national championship. Eli never won a national championship. Archie never won a national championship. Phenomenal college players. Phenomenal. For him to be set up for the best chance to win a championship, in my opinion, if it's not Bama, then who is it? It's Georgia. I watched Georgia just win a national championship with a mediocre quarterback and an amazing defense. Georgia has the structure on every way. And in my opinion, it's the coach in Kirby, which is a cement block. He's not going anywhere. A phenomenal defense. Georgia is killing it recruiting. I mean, look at their tight end room. That's the best tight end room I've seen in a long, long time. And they're young. And Archie needs to go to a place where he doesn't have to carry the load. In my opinion, if you go to Texas, you'd have to carry a lot more things than if you went to Georgia.
Or Ole Miss.
Or even Tennessee.
Yeah.
But if you go to Georgia, you can focus on playing quarterback and you can trust in a lot of things around you to get done in the right way. What do we always have to knock on Texas? It's defense. You go to Georgia, you're not worried about that defense at all. That defense will be ready to go. He would have to do a lot more at the University of Texas to win a championship, which Peyton didn't do, Eli didn't do, Archie didn't do, than if he went to Georgia where a culture is set on both sides of the ball.
I'm going to tell you what the best fit for Arch Manning is. And I don't think you can go wrong picking Georgia. I don't think you can go wrong picking Alabama. I don't see him going to Ole Miss or Tennessee. The best fit for Arch Manning is Texas. And here's why. Look at the rosters right now. Look at what Georgia has. Brock Vandagriff, really good chance he's next up, and he's got experience. Carson Beck, they got Gunnar Stockton. Kid who I think may end up winning the job from Vandagriff. They have a loaded QB room. Texas has a really good QB room, and people will shout, oh, Quinn Ewers, Quinn Ewers. Let's do the math. Quinn Ewers is a redshirt freshman this year. You have to stay in college for 3 years. Arch is a 2023 recruit. Quinn goes through this year. I'm sure he'll have a pretty good year, even though he's a freshman starting. Next year, he will be draft eligible in Arch's true freshman year. Would not be shocked if he went to Texas, redshirted a year, Quinn Ewers goes. I think Malik will be gone by then, and he'll be next up. Georgia's won a natty. Bama has won a bunch of natties. His uncles never won a natty. Granddad never won a natty. I know what you're saying. Coop really didn't, get a shot. But if he goes to Texas, he can do something that hasn't been done in a long time and be the quarterback that resurrects Texas back to national championship glory. Colt McCoy couldn't do it. Sam Ehlinger couldn't do it. Last person that was able to do it was Vince Young. Texas has gotten out of the conversation of winning national championships. Arch Manning could go to a place that's going to be in the SEC before 2025. Texas is going to get better on defense, and you have an absolute wizard of a quarterback coach in Steve Sarkisian in an offense that is built to help you get to the next level from the rip because you have to do a little bit of everything. You can go to a place that has a ton of resources, that's paying offensive linemen $50,000 a pop, even the backups to go there. You know you're going to be good up front. The defense is only going to get better with you going to the SEC. We expect Georgia to win a natty. We expect Alabama to win a natty. Hell, we're talking about Texas A&M having a chance to win a natty. But if Arch goes to Texas, Arch could be the guy that actually, when people say Texas has a chance to win it this year, he could be the guy that could do it. And at that place, you could be a legend in Texas for the rest of your life. That's way different than being a legend in a lot of places. And Texas doesn't have a litany of unbelievable elite quarterbacks outside of Vince Young, who won him a natty. We can talk about guys from 50, 60 years ago, but I'm talking about right now. It's the best fit for Arch Manning.
One interesting thing about that is while Georgia and Alabama will always have great offensive coordinators, one interesting thing about going and playing for Steve Sarkisian at Texas is your head man is the offensive guru.
Got Bryce Young to go to Bama.
Who's been an OC in the NFL.
Yeah.
So it is a situation a little bit like when I was trying to decide if I wanted to play for the local high school that ran a wishbone or go throw the ball and get a lot of passing reps. One way or another, you're going to kind of be behind the 8 ball in some facet or another when you go to the next level. One thing about Texas is you go and play for Steve Sarkisian. While you may not win a national championship for him, you will get to play in a system and for a quarterback coaching guru that could set you up nicely. And that's another, maybe we should run the Ole Miss experiment really quickly here, because what if his grandfather Archie and Eli and his uncle Eli went out and they say, look, go to Ole Miss, continue the family legacy, and get to play for another quarterback guru in Lane Kiffin. You may not win a national championship there, But he would get a lot of great NFL reps playing for Ole Miss, and you get to carry on the family legacy. That could be interesting as well.
Well,
you're
putting a lot of trust in the Texas defense to get better for them to win a national championship, because that defense coming to the SEC, there's going to be a good amount of time that they're going to have to get better, and it's not going to be quick. I promise you. You will get held back to a T. I don't care if you throw for almost 500 yards a game. They're not stopping Bama. They're not stopping Georgia. Hell, they probably won't even stop Ole Miss. Texas is going to get railroaded on defense when they come to the SEC. And it's not gonna, if I'm Arch, I am trying to come into a situation where I can get plugged in and win championships and not have to be the hero. I don't want to have to be the hero. I want to come into a place where I can do my job, just do my job and win championships. If that's Arch, that's what I want to do.
So then why is Stetson Bennett a mediocre quarterback and not a hero?
That defense is the hero.
Oh, okay, but what I'm saying is Stetson Bennett just does what he has to do. Arch Manning isn't Stetson Bennett. Arch Manning is an elite. Arch Manning can be the difference. And Texas, while I don't think they're going to be as elite as Alabama or Georgia on defense, you've got to think they're going to be better going to the SEC on defense than what they have been.
Yeah,
it'll take a little bit of time, but with the transfer portal, they are going to be cemented in understanding where they're going. They will already be 2 to 3 classes deep of telling high school prospects, hey, we're going to be in the SEC by the time you get here, which is like being in the SEC. Again, heroes get remembered, but legends never die. Stetson Bennett is going to be a hero for Georgia fans, a hero, a guy that was the quarterback on the national championship team, first one since 1980. Arch Manning can go be the legend. He can go fulfill the prophecy at one of the biggest brand names in the history of college sports, that is Texas. Ole Miss, SEC, legit, I get it. Lane Kiffin's doing a really good job. There's a big difference in winning the national championship at Georgia the way Stetson did and the way Stetson's going to get remembered, and the way you could win it at Texas the way that Arch could get remembered. Like I'll say this, it'll be a whole hell of a lot different, in my opinion, if you have a quarterback that's out there making the actual plays, making elite throws that you have to win a national championship, the ones like Stetson made in the second half of the national championship game when they were facing adversity to be able to come back. Those are the throws you have to make. And I think Arch wants the moment. I think Arch wants to be that guy. I don't think you get to that spot. I don't think you get to that level going in there saying, hey, I'm just going to worry about me, worry about doing my job. You guys better do good. I don't think that's how it works. I think he will bring accountability with them.
Let's remember one point. Everyone wanted Peyton to go to Ole Miss because that's where his father Archie went, right? Going to Tennessee for Peyton was less about breaking with family tradition and more about going and playing for David Cutcliffe at Tennessee. That was the point, right? So there is a precedent in the Manning family for going and picking a university based off what sort of tutelage you're going to get from the quarterback and
I'll give you one better. Eli turned down a professional organization for that reason.
Yep.
That he told an
I still
NFL
hold that
team
against
no.
him.
He told the Chargers no. The Manning family is not afraid to say no. The Manning family is going to do what's best for the Manning family. And sending him to Steve Sarkisian is like going to Columbia for law school. You get a PhD in quarterbacking,
I don't think
not a
goes to
master's.
Texas, I don't think he'll ever win a championship.
Well, but maybe, like I just said, maybe Peyton didn't. I mean, look, Peyton came back that last year to win a Heisman.
He should have won the Heisman, in my
He didn't win. Charles Woodson was really good.
Well, it's a Michigan guy. It's a little bit of bias there.
Go Blue.
But again, I think it'd be great for college football too as well. YouTube branch, Booster Club. What are we saying over there? What are we thinking?
Okay, I want to know. I put the poll out. Do you want the poll?
Yep, let's hit it.
All right. Where does Arch Manning go? Where does he end up, guys? I had to put 3 options. I put Georgia, Bama, and Texas.
Okay.
I'm going to say they said Texas at 34%.
I'll say they still said Bama at 35%.
It is Texas at 44%.
Oh, wow.
It's a good
coming
mix.
back like
Wow.
what does the DW branch of the Booster Club
Texas.
think?
BJ PS wants to know, can he reclassify?
I don't know. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he could. I don't know if he will though. It just depends on the landscape.
I thought
if you're talking about going early,
he could reclassify.
Oh yeah, you can reclassify.
Booster Club 2022, baby.
For sure, you can reclassify. What else, B? Before we get to 5 big ones.
Todd C says the Manning family is definitely going to look out for the Manning family, and this is what I have to say. The thing about this is this won't be a money move. This won't be a money and NIL thing. This won't be that.
Oh, I think it will be.
They got money. What? They got money. This will be the best decision on where Arch should go. They got, regardless of where Arch goes, he's going to get paid. All right, this isn't a money move like you see most of the moves now when it comes to recruiting in football. Arch can go where Arch wants to go because he has that life.
But you basically, if you're down to Texas and Georgia and some of these places with unlimited resource, it's like having banks fight over each other for you.
Yeah.
You're going to try and get the best offer. But you know what people that have a lot of money want? Even more money than what they have. So I think NIL will have something to do with this, but when you're down in the race that we're looking at with teams like Texas and Georgia, they can afford it. The black card don't decline in that situation.
And kudos to the Manning family on how they've guarded him from a PR perspective. You know,
Cone, think about what they did last year during the Manning cast. Remember when Saban went on the Manning cast and then Lane and them were upset because they knew Saban was using that to help try and get Arch Manning? That's how deep this recruitment goes. I don't mean to cut you off.
Sure, no, that's fine. But I mean, that's a fair point. But the Manning cast isn't going to turn down Nick Saban coming on for whatever reason he may want to come on their show for. I just mean you don't see a lot of ego running around with this kid, a lot of mouthing off with social media as you would if there was just a lot of times with other high-profile recruits. They've kept him guarded and grounded, and I think they've done a good job from a PR standpoint, as they should. They've done this at the highest levels. It's like when I was giving the speech on Ryan Tannehill. You're playing quarterback even when you're not playing quarterback. Yep. Sometimes the most important quarterback things you do are when you're not even on the field. It's when you're standing at the podium. It's when you're getting recruited at the high level and you go about your business every single day. So, look, he's getting the best instruction in the world. His uncles and grandfather have done it at the very highest level possible. He's going to be a great player.
I think he will, too. 5 big questions?
5 big questions. Let's
dance.
Let's go to the NFL. What do you say? All right. Deebo Samuel was in Dallas was in Dallas watching the Mavs-Warriors game, but not at 49ers OTA. Okay, my question to you is, will he be a Cowboy?
I know we had KJ Wright on here a couple weeks ago, and he didn't think Deebo was leaving, and then you hear that talks are back on track with Deebo and the 49ers, like KJ said. But when I see stuff like this, it always goes back, and I tend to think it's like recruiting in college football. The best recruiters are the players that are on the team and the current commits to that team for you. Coaches are great recruiters. The player's the one that matters the most. I know him and Dak Prescott have a really good relationship. And watching him being there, you know who he's hanging out with. You're going to America's team. I know the 49ers, legit brand. I'm not turning that down. But it is a much better offensive situation for Deebo Samuel in Dallas because you have guys like CeeDee Lamb. You have guys like Ezekiel Elliott. You have guys that can take a little bit of pressure off you. In San Francisco, Deebo Samuel played every position but hot dog salesman. He's
probably pretty good at that, too.
No, he'd probably sell a lot of them. But it's like, and you look at the longevity. You look at Christian McCaffrey, like we talked about the other day. When he's in there, he's touching the ball. Eventually, you touch the ball enough times, you are going to get beat up. You are going to get hurt. I know San Francisco, this is going to be a $100 million contract or something like that. But if he goes to Dallas, it's a great fit for Dallas. It's a great fit for Deebo. And watching things like this really make me think we could see him as a Cowboy. And if they do, like I said, I don't believe Dak Prescott is an elite quarterback, elite enough to win a Super Bowl, but this it makes him a whole hell of a lot dangerous, and it improves CeeDee Lamb stock, and it improves Deebo Samuel stock.
I've sat in this chair from the beginning and said that Deebo Samuel will not be a 49er. And I don't think he will. Why would you want to be a 49er?
It's a good question.
Don't believe in Trey Lance, all right? Don't believe in Jimmy G. They use you in every way. Man, you're not going to make it 5 more years. 4 more years. If you stick with the stuff you're doing, you're everything to them. You're basically the owner, the coach, the quarterback, the center, the DN, the linebacker, the safety. Go to a place. Well, first of all, Dallas has got cap space. They got some cap space. Go to a place to where you don't get used up and you actually have other weapons in the offense. I mean, you say it, Zeke. You have a quarterback who can actually throw it. You have Michael Gallup. You have CeeDee Lamb. You have one of the best rushers on defense in the NFL who's extremely young. And it's Dallas, right? So the star power's there. And although they have great players, I still feel like Dallas is missing a what? A star, right? They're missing that star. Deebo could go to Dallas and be a star. And now if you put Deebo on the Cowboys, this Cowboy team starts to look a lot better, and I do like my pick even more to win the division.
Deebo's going to stay in San Francisco.
Ew,
They're
gross,
They're going to give him a lot of money. You're still going to make the playoffs every year. Kyle Shanahan will have you competing for the NFC Championship. You just won't win Super Bowls. That's what's going to happen. All right, next one. Let's stay in the NFL. Is Kyler Murray worth a max deal of $280 million? That's what reports are saying. He might get a $280 million deal.
I've gone back and forth on this. And the more I think about it in today's game, yes, he's worth it. He's worth it. Kyler's one of the few guys in the NFL that is really, really good at both. Now, he's got to make some better decisions. I know Hop's going to be out early in the year. But Kyler Murray's ability to not only run out of the pocket and put pressure on the defense that way, but to extend plays inside the pocket and outside the pocket, being able to throw at all those different angles. He has unbelievable arm strength and touch and feel. The things we talk about, being able to be an upper echelon quarterback isn't just about throwing the fastball. You got to be able to throw the changeup. His ceiling is as high as any quarterbacks in the NFL. It really is. He may have more tools overall outside of size than any quarterback in the NFL. I could put Kyler Murray as a top 5 thrower and a top 5 runner in the NFL. And not just, he can barrel for 10 yards and a first down if he has to. Kyler Murray is a witch when he is running. You can't square him up. The only guy the only two other guys that are as hard to square up are Lamar Jackson and Russell Wilson. And Lamar, Russell, and Kyler are 3 different quarterbacks. But there are a whole hell of a lot less Kyler Murrays out there than there are other quarterbacks. I think you got to take the chance. You think Kingsbury's the guy? Yeah. You think Kingsbury's the guy? You got Hollywood Brown to come back, which I know he's just a vertical threat, and really the Ravens probably won that trade, honestly. But Kyler Murray is worth the max deal. I think he is.
On every other NFL team, I would say Kyler Murray is not worth $280 million, and you move on from it. Because with every other team, the Rams getting Stafford, the Broncos getting Russell Wilson, they've proven you can go out and get the best of the best with serviceable years still on in their careers if you really want them and you pay top dollar. My thing with Kyler Murray, though, is with the Cardinals, you drafted him number 1 because you got Cliff Kingsbury.
Yep.
That was the point. You brought in Cliff Kingsbury. That was the quarterback he wanted. You've had some success. I don't know what the drama is right now with the contract and all that kind of stuff, but that's why you drafted him number 1, to pair him with the coach you really believed in. So if you're the Cardinals, it seems like you're already all in on him.
Yeah, I mean, Cardinals, you want to have a chance to win a Super Bowl?
It's the truth.
Then pay him. You drafted him. This is your guy. Then pay him. You have Hop as the number 1. This is your elite quarterback to win you the Super Bowl. You're putting together a defense. Right now, what's the hardest? Well, not even right now. In the litany of time of football, what's the hardest position to really find? To win you the big games, the games that matter most? It's quarterback. And Kyler is a different breed of quarterback. First of all, his ceiling is extremely high because he's not that tall, first of all. The only knock on Kyler Murray is can he see above the line? But
which he obviously can.
One, I don't think he's a fast runner, but he's a quick.
He's a fast runner.
But he's quick. Kyler is so quick to get 10 yards just like that.
I think
he's harder to square up than Russell.
He probably is.
I think he's harder to square up than Russell right now. And right now, if you're them and Hop just got suspended for
you need him even more. You need him even more.
You better pay him. Because I know some teams out there that would love Kyler Murray to sit behind that center.
I just wish he'd play the sport he's best at in baseball.
Yeah.
I want to see him in that.
Oh, dude.
He's unbelievable.
Y'all know Tom Brady hits left-handed?
Yeah, it looks weird. It looked weird.
It still doesn't sit right with me. I looked at Tom Brady as an all-righty type of guy. Right hand, bats right-handed, throws right-handed.
A little awkward swing, too. It surprised me a little bit.
Let's pull that clip, actually. Send me that clip. We're going to do a thing on the last day of every month called the Leftovers.
Okay.
Send me that clip. Let's run it next Tuesday. All right, NBA.
Yes.
Celtics, Heat, Game 5. Who will be tonight's MVP?
Well, the conference finals on both sides have just been destruction either way. Tonight's MVP, to me, I'm going to just go Jimmy Butler. It's at home. It's the Heat. Mm-hmm. You'll see when I make my bets who I'm picking. It's Jimmy Butler and the Heat. I know this isn't some hot take or I'm really going out there, but going back home, the Heat know they have to win this one. You don't win this one, then you're going Boston with a chance to lose the series. You know, it's like your cousin from Boston.
I hate those commercials.
You hate those commercials?
Oh, I hate them.
Why?
I don't like them.
I just don't like it. It doesn't feel real to me. I know it's a commercial, but You just don't feel like a guy from Boston to me.
It's like when people overdo
and I don't like Samuel Adams.
When people overdo the Southern accent in movies and you're from the South and you're like, nah, I don't, no.
You're doing too much.
I got you.
Less.
Yeah, I'm going Jimmy Butler in the Heat. I've just got to. Why not?
Love that. There might be a bet floating around today. And
you like that little double I hit with Lukey yesterday? A little double.
Boys,
Mavs
congratulations.
Your boys hit the double for a plus 330.
Yeah, it was a unit swap yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Give me the Heat. You said the MVP for the game?
Yeah.
It's Jimmy Buckets. Yeah, well, you dropped 10 last game?
He's going to go off tonight.
Jimmy, you got to
Watch out, though.
It's all on you, Jimmy.
Watch out.
All on you.
Tyler Hero is going to go nuts tonight, too.
I was going to say, what
We
if
need a hero.
Duncan Robinson might just come in and just, hey.
Duncan Robinson.
I am Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, Duncan Robinson just looks like he's going to sell me insurance and then hit a 3 in my face.
He could do both.
He probably
could do both. All right, to the NHL quickly. Rangers won Game 4 against the Canes, really on the back of how special Shesterkin is. I mean, absolutely unbelievable.
It's cold.
Putting up numbers no one's put up in like 60 years, and actually we pulled some clips. Here's what I want to ask. Can they beat Carolina in this series?
Yes, they can. Will they?
Sorry, will they? Let's do that.
No, they won't. It was a great atmosphere. It ensured obviously that you're going to continue to play now that it's 2-2. You get a chance to come back to New York for at least one game. 2 out of the 3 are going to be in Carolina. I just think Carolina's home ice advantage is too much. The Rangers, again, I've really enjoyed watching them. Igor's unbelievable in goal. I know we keep talking about goalies. I know Bennigan's out for the Blues, but he's a guy I really like. Dabrowski for the Panthers. We talked about Vasilevsky last night, who you might as well try and hit the puck through that wall. And now we're talking about Igor. This has been a good series. Most of the NHL series have been really good. I think Carolina's too good at home, though.
Blaine?
Where's Game 7? In Carolina?
Yeah.
God, man, it's really hard. It's really hard for me not to just pick the home team in this series. But something I saw with the Rangers, man, throughout that game, they only got better. And I know it was at home. But give me Rangers in Game 7
on the road
to win it.
Wow, so you're going 1-1, then 1. It's going to be interesting to see. Definitely.
Last one. You want to get to our boy Mincy?
Yes, our boy Barstool Mincy did something that Americans have been wanting for so long. If you haven't heard of the Vanderbilt Whistler, he is actually one of the plagues that was sent back in the day. In all actuality, he's a guy that goes to every Vandy baseball game, whether it's in Omaha, whether it's at Vanderbilt, and he whistles so loud throughout the whole game, it's literally a problem. It ruins people's experience. Our boy Mincy went and called him out in Hoover in the SEC baseball tournament. Roll the clip. It's cut 11.
I'm going to keep this short and sweet. You should be ashamed of your behavior. You put yourself above everybody in the stadium, and you're a disgrace to the South. That's all I have to say. That's what I got. Okay, you put yourself above everybody.
Scoreboard.
Get him, Mincy.
Yeah. Look, it's doing the Lord's work.
I'd buy that pay-per-view, Mincy. I would buy that pay-per-view right there.
That guy, and Mincy's exactly right. You put yourself above everybody that's there. You make it about you. You don't make it about the players. You don't make it about the coaches. You make it about you as a fan. And I do got to give that one guy credit. It's one of the very few times that you can, as a Vanderbilt fan, look and say scoreboard. But Mincy's doing the Lord's work.
One, Vandy fans have expectations too.
Okay.
We've talked about this.
The expectation of pissing everybody in the ballpark off.
And 2, good for you, Mince.
Mincy went in there.
Yeah, that needed to happen. There's somewhere right now where aliens are looking down from another planet.
They're feeling good about it.
And like, you know what, Mince? We were going to come down just to stop that guy from doing that, but you did that for us, and I appreciate that. Baby.
Definitely. Blaine, before we get to the break.
Oh! All right, Slap My Base 3825 says
Slap
Tampa
My Base
is going to beat either of Carolina or the Rangers.
It's looking like it.
Who said that? Talking about Tampa Bay?
Yeah,
I'm going Lightning all day. Who said that? I'll die on that hill.
Daily Hater says Flames versus Oilers are a great matchup, and the Jersey matchup would be even better.
Let's just hope we don't see that in real life. You put Flames with Oilers, and we got a big fire, big explosion.
Big problem.
Crane Crazy CPA 12 says Canes win the series, but they have to win tonight at home.
For sure. You don't want to get it back to New York.
Mr. Bean 01 says Arch Manning is not even the best quarterback in his class.
All right, well, tell us, Mr. Bean,
who is it?
Thinks the best quarterback in the class? Is it Holstein?
Does it scare you?
Think Holstein's the best one?
Does it scare you somewhat that he plays for a 2A?
No.
Does it scare you
No.
somewhat?
Look at his size. Look at his size. You know what? Let's pull up the clip. Let's pull up the Arch.
Because there were a few when he was running where I was like, okay.
I saw him play basketball one time. I was like,
okay, outside of Archie, I'm not looking at the Manning quarterback going, oh, he's definitely dual threat. Let's go ahead and run the clips. I know he's playing against children, but the kid's got size and ability. Gonna work here to the backside, a little bit of touch.
I mean, that's nice.
I mean, it's
That's nice little fade ball, but
he's given what he's taken. It's a little lollipop ball. It's a 50-50 ball to the outside. You're throwing a guy that's 5'3". Give him a break. Watch his eyes work. Back to the corner, quick release. He reminds me a lot more of Peyton than he does of Eli. What are you thinking, Blake? Do you not like it over there? There's a little
Look at that slant route.
A little
Look at that
RPO
slant
right there
route.
in the slant. Look at 87. He's going to Georgia.
Look like a young Tua.
Y'all
Technical
think, I
college.
mean, I don't know, does the Manning name boost those ratings a little bit?
Of course it
boost
does.
the ratings?
But
We can all say
Is
yes
it
to
more
that
likely
question.
that he's going to come into college and be a bust?
No.
Is he going to be a bust?
A bust?
Well, this goes back
is
to
he
my
gonna be a bust?
expectations. This goes back to my expectations. The expectations are way too high. But look, the kid has grown up. He's in the Manning family. They've been talking about Peyton Manning probably had him sitting in front of the TV as a 2-year-old, making him do push-ups if he couldn't tell you what cover 3 was in the NFL. So I don't worry about Arch Manning being ready to play. I'm not going to hold that against him. Will I hold that, the level of competition against certain players with certain tape? Yes. But you knew the Manning hype was going to be a lot. Let's not play around like we didn't know that was going to happen. The kid's got a chance. Give him a chance. You don't like the tape. You don't.
I thought I'd be more impressed.
You
I
don't
watched
like
it a
the
little bit.
tape.
I thought, but I don't think that's more of him. I was thinking more of the competition that he plays. 2A football, guys, I'll be honest with you, it's not too great. All right, it's not the best football.
You know what? You go down to Dublin. You go down to Dublin.
No.
Georgia,
Hey,
and you
I'll
tell the
go
boys down
to
there
Mississippi right now and watch my cousin play 2A football. And I promise you, in the 5th grade, I would have looked like Lamar Jackson.
Well, there's some places that are different than others. You can't treat a 2A in one state like you do in another state. And there's been a lot of players that have come from smaller schools and done really well. But speaking about doing really well, if you want to watch or listen to the rest of this show, you can stay here and get the audio. You can head over to thedailywire.com and become a member. Listen on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe, download the episode, leave a 5-star review, and share it with your friends. We're trying to keep growing as fast as possible. We'll be back. We're talking more football and Cone's Get Off My Lawn. He's a 75-year-old in a young man's body. Every Wednesday, our 6'7" curmudgeon of a friend, David Cone, is typically pissed about something. And what do old people that are pissed typically do? They yell at kids to get off their lawn. Cone, drop some knowledge on these people.
Today, I am telling Tim Anderson and Tony La Russa and Rob Manfred and Josh Donaldson and everyone involved in the Major League Baseball fiasco this past weekend to get off my lawn. Look, I'll start here. I have lived 0 days on this planet as a black man. And I'm not going to pretend otherwise, okay? But I have lived as a human being, and I've played a lot of baseball in my day. So let's recap a little bit from what we were talking about yesterday. Josh Donaldson, the Yankees' third baseman, was suspended 1 game for calling White Sox shortstop Tim Anderson Jackie. Now, on the initial hearing of that, if you have a white baseball player call a black baseball player Jackie, it seems like maybe there's some racist intent there. But let's break down the timeline first, okay? April 17th. 2019, Tim Anderson, the shortstop for the White Sox, blasts a 2-run homer against Royals pitcher Brad Keller, flips the bat in the air, and then celebrates. Now, I've hit some home runs in my day, and I've had home runs hit off of me, okay? And here's the thing. You can celebrate all you want after hitting a home run, but best believe if you draw attention to yourself in an individualistic manner, there's a good chance you'll get thrown at the next time at the plate. And that's what happened. 2 innings later, Tim Anderson was hit by a 92-mile-per-hour fastball. The bench is cleared, and Tim Anderson called Brad Keller a weak-ass effing N-word. So he used the racial slur there. Fast forward 2 weeks. Sports Illustrated publishes a feature on Tim Anderson where he said, quote, "I feel like today's Jackie Robinson. I'm bringing something to baseball that's never been brought because baseball is boring." Baseball's not boring. You know what's boring? Listening to a grown man who's a professional athlete who brags about having 100 pairs of sneakers and 2 homes liken himself to a civil rights icon. You're the one who used the racial slur that kept Jackie Robinson down. Now, as far as Rob Manfred and the execs at Major League Baseball are concerned, if their investigation uncovered any racist intent from Josh Donaldson, he should be suspended for more than just one game. And I'll tell Josh Donaldson that to his face. Because if that's the case, we don't have room in our society anymore and in sports for any racial animus. But if your investigation did not uncover any racial intent, then he shouldn't be suspended at all. Now, I don't know Josh Donaldson, and no one can say for certain what his intent was. But I do know this. If Josh Donaldson went to Sports Illustrated and said, I'm the modern day Babe Ruth, he would get called Babe every time he struck out from now until the end of his career. So, Major League Baseball, I hope that we can put this behind us. But until we do, get off my lawn.
Well done. Well done there, Tony.
You disagree, boys?
No, it's like I said yesterday. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous and petty, and it's
Look, the
just,
three of
again,
us,
Rob Manfred and Major League Baseball continue to just capitulate. And that's
not even just Major League Baseball, man. They're all doing it.
It's everybody.
It's everybody other than Dana White.
Other than Dana White.
They're all doing it. Football, baseball, basketball.
three of us, some of our best friends are black guys. We come from the South. We played.
Yeah, but like my thing is like I don't even have to be like, hey, I have friends that look this certain way. Like
because I want to know their opinion on some of this stuff from every now and then when these kind of topics come up. And my thing is, it's more about Major League Baseball just automatically assuming that this warrants a suspension, right? Now, no one like. Well, if you grow up in a certain way like Tim Anderson has, and someone says something to you, no one can say what your feelings are, the way you feel about a certain comment or not. But my thing is, like we talked about yesterday, you likened yourself to Jackie Robinson, even though I don't think the parallel is there.
It's not there.
If Josh Donaldson then says that to you in a joking manner, and you don't like that, bring that up with him. And I don't know the history between the two guys, but it's on Major League Baseball to determine whether or not there was some racial intent here.
Here's my thing. They make a choice. They say, okay, something like this happens. We're going to cover our own selves by we would rather have people like me attacking you for capitulating than be attacked by everybody else in the woke mob and have that happen to them. I think they are deciding, I would rather be critiqued by this set of people than risk being critiqued by the set of people that really, in my opinion, are in the minority, but it drives the narrative where if you don't believe this way, you're a terrible person. I think they're making a calculated decision that when it comes down to somebody being accused of racism, they're going to err on the side of the person accusing the person of racism. That's how it's always been. I think that's how the leagues are going to continue to operate. You're starting to see it a little bit different, but I don't think it's going to change.
Yeah, it's almost like they try to satisfy certain people even if it's not right.
Yeah.
Right? That's what they do, just to not get the finger pointed at. Because nowadays, it's if you don't do everything that they want you to do somewhat, you get a finger pointed at you, and half the time you're told what? Well, you're a racist.
And do you guys agree that if there was a history of this with Josh Donaldson calling him Jackie, and without the story that I said at the front end there, with no other information, and this had
if he would have just called him Jackie because the way he looks, that's a totally different
Don't you think he should have been suspended for more than one game if that happened?
That's exactly. If it was a legitimately thing that you think is racist and awful, you would probably suspend somebody for more than one game.
Okay.
But if Josh Donaldson had called him Jackie just because of the way he looked, that's totally different than calling somebody Jackie because they compared themselves to Jackie Robinson, and it's a stupid comparison.
No matter how mad the person then gets.
No matter how mad the person gets. If I tell you to call me Cheryl, or I compare myself to Lisa Leslie, and you're like, okay, Lisa, I can't get mad at that. I can't get mad. It may be a terrible comparison.
Here's my thing. If Tim Anderson laughed about this when Josh Donaldson said it, but Rob Manfred overheard it from the stands, would there still be a suspension? Of course not.
No. If it didn't get ran with.
The mob outrage, the court of public opinion.
This is like, this is already, the thing about it, this has already happened. These two have already joked about this before. You know what I'm saying? It was fine then. If there was a
But Tim Anderson saying that that's not really the case.
Really?
I mean,
well, that's what Josh Donaldson said.
Yeah, so I don't know if this gets just into a he said situation.
Look, it's a petty situation. It was overblown and then ran with, and it's ridiculous. Like I said, I'd love to get up here and talk about Tim Anderson hitting 359 and the hell of a year that he's having, and Donzo going to the Yanks.
Or even that two-run bomb he hit that started this in 2019. Exactly right. He hit a two-run bomb. I mean, look, you played baseball in college, right? You can celebrate all you want after a home run, but the more you do, the more likelihood you'll get thrown at.
There is a price to pay, and you know the price. Nowadays, the price doesn't get paid anymore, so more people are doing it. Which, again, 5 years from now in baseball, nobody will be getting hit. Whatever, you can flick off the pitcher after you hit a home run. It's going to look like MLB The Show. What else we got, Booster Club, Lane?
Daily Hater says the guy called himself that first. No more explanation.
No more explanations. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's that easy. Follow the mounts and balls.
Sister Riggs says, I'm tired of the public and I'm tired of people making things out of nothing.
That's exactly right. Thank you.
Sister Riggs said
Typically,
that?
it's a good thing when somebody did something out of
Sister
nothing.
Riggs.
But in this situation, it's bad. What else, B?
Cal Kennedy asked, will there be any get off my lawn pieces of merch? If so, put me down for one of everything.
Yes, there will be. Like you said, it's dropping soon. We just want to make sure we got everything in and we have enough for when it sells out that, we can get more people stuff. All right, Cody, you want to get into mailbag? Mailbag Monday on a Tuesday on a Wednesday.
You love to
see it, but also
you switched it up on me. You know what? We'll get on the same page.
You're not mind-mouthing.
We're not mind-mouthing.
You know what?
I need focus.
How about this? Let's get back on track right here, okay? Question from Ryan. Who are your top 3 NFL teams that you think will definitely win a Super Bowl over the next 5 years? Bonus question, who's the sleeper team you think could win a Super Bowl over the next 5 years? Keep up the awesome work. Your show is amazing, entertaining, and informative.
Love you, Ryan.
Mission
accomplished.
accomplished.
Being entertaining and informative.
Mission accomplished, Ryan.
I'll give you my 3. Give me the Chiefs. Think they're going to win another one. Give me the Bucks because I think Brady's going to win another one before he leaves. And give me, that could be a sleeper, but it's not really a sleeper. Give me the Chargers. Like I said, I picked them to win it this year. Oh, that sounds crazy. And then for my sleeper team, give me the Broncos.
Okay.
Give me the Broncos.
A lot of good stuff there. You're saying a lot of good stuff. Let's go back to Joey B and the boys with Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to take them. Josh Allen's going to get him one. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. And then I still believe. I don't care who's playing quarterback. I believe in the Tennessee Titans. They're going to get him a Super Bowl. And our boy Taylor Lewan hit us up yesterday. He is coming on.
You're so biased.
He is coming on. And we're going to ride for the home team now. And the Titans will win one. And my sleeper team is the Denver Broncos, sir.
Okay.
Just like you.
There we go.
Never count out Russell Wilson.
All right, Bills.
I like that.
Can't doubt. I'll never doubt Josh Allen. Even the Rams.
Okay. That's a good pick.
I don't know why I wouldn't take the Rams and give me the Bengals. And my sleeper team would be the Arizona Cardinals.
I like it. I don't hate any of those picks. I don't dislike any of those picks.
None of us said Cowboys.
No, I'm telling you the Cowboys.
None of us said Cowboys.
No.
How about the Eagles?
There's a better chance.
How about the Eagles for a sleeper pick?
No, I like the Eagles. I'd pick the Eagles for the Cowboys. That's what.
How about our boy Coach Rivera
for the Commanders?
Washington. Come on this show.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm going to let you tell him next time he comes on.
Coach Rivera, I love you. You do a great job. You're a phenomenal head coach. You aren't winning a Super Bowl.
You're not winning.
Okay, this is important, and we need to break this out after so that we can make sure everyone understands about the Booster Club. But this question here is from Brian. I love your show. Subscribe to the Daily Wire for you guys.
Thanks, dog.
Huge, all caps, hockey fan. Can you guys explain how to get involved in the betting squad, and how I can become a Booster Club member?
Well, right now you're already in it.
You're in it.
You're technically in it. So the way you can enter your bets is I put out a tweet every morning. It's like Booster Bets tweet, Monday Booster Bets, Tuesday Booster Bets. Underneath that, all you do is put your bet with the hashtag Booster Club, and the odds can't be over -200. You put that underneath the tweet. You're listed. You'll be brand new. We'll call you out on the show. And if you get a good enough streak, we'll call you out on the show. And we had somebody hit the Hall of Fame again last night. So we got to add the Hall of Fame.
What was his name?
I think it's unsolicited. No, it's Pop. Is either Papa Link? I think
The
it's Papa
question.
Link.
What was the first name?
This is from Brian Freeman.
All right, Brian. To become part of the Booster Club, is what you have to do. One, you have to get on a plane right now.
You have to get on a plane right
Get
now.
on that plane. You fly to an island right now. All right. You dig 6 feet under the sand next to the 2 trees that cross each other.
Yes.
All right. Under that will be a phone. It has my number in it.
Yes.
Call me. Give me your bet. If your bet hits on the first time, you're automatically a Booster Club member. If not, you have to swim to where I am.
Yes, that's true.
You have to swim
It's
to where
that's
I
true.
am.
Brian, don't listen to his
No, it's the truth. You got to get on a plane right now.
Yeah.
Look,
Brian, if you're not on a plane in 30 minutes, it'll never happen.
let me let you in on a secret here, Brian. If you subscribe to the Daily Wire just for our show, you're in the Booster Club for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I don't care if you start to hate.
You're here for there's no divorce in this.
You are a Booster Club OG.
Yes.
There's no divorce
Brian,
in this.
you go subscribe, all right? Then you get on a boat. You go to Argentina.
You're going to have Booster Club members.
You find a source from the Vatican. He tells you the answer.
Yeah.
All right. This one here is from David. This is more of a stream of consciousness situation.
Brian,
okay?
and David.
Brian, and David.
Brian, and David, yes.
Alvin, Simon, and Theodore.
This is more of a stream of consciousness, I think, situation.
I don't know what that
let's-
means, but
let's
I'm
try
your
and keep
hand
up.
like that again
Let's
for
keep
me?
up, okay? I want you to keep up.
Okay, thank you.
Would love to see a permanent non-conference rivalry for SEC, ACC, and Big Ten. Those teams need a solid non-conference schedule of opponents, and we will get to know them. Unless they do cross-conference rivalry week. You did a great job laying out the SEC.
Thank you.
All bold here on this next one. Stickers are not part of the helmet unless they are universal. Okay, now we're done with the bold. I still don't know how to gamble. Isn't Carson Wentz a national championship quarterback, FCS, and Super Bowl winning quarterback? He was injured, but he still got a ring. So there's a lot going on there.
There is. One, appreciate the love on the SEC. Two, stickers do count. I'm sorry.
No, they do not, David.
At Universal,
Yes.
No, they
outside
do
of
not,
Universal,
David.
They count. That's how it works. Number three, when you have more teams joining conferences, you're going to have more conference games. So it's going to be adding a conference games when you see teams join conferences. So Oklahoma and Texas joining the SEC, they're going to add a ninth conference game. It just makes sense. The thing he was saying about
Carson Wentz?
Carson Wentz did win a Super Bowl. He had a great year up until he got hurt. He was on a team that won a Super Bowl. He did not quarterback that team in the backstretch to winning a Super Bowl. And he's had multiple chances since then to prove that he was a quarterback that could have led the Eagles to the Super Bowl if he wasn't injured. I like Carson Wentz. I think he's a good player, but he won, I think, 5 national championships at North Dakota State, including his redshirt year. That's great. Congrats. But I don't think Carson Wentz is an elite quarterback in the NFL or enough to do what the Commanders need to be able to win a Super Bowl. That's what I think.
No, Carson Wentz will never win a Super Bowl in his career. And I'm not going out on a limb saying that.
No.
I'm not. I'm not going out on a Carson Wentz limb, which seemed to go out a lot.
I knew that was coming.
But I don't know, an out-of-conference rival?
Like you get one out-of-conference rival? Is that what
I
you're
just
saying?
don't see.
Well, if you have one naturally, South Carolina, Clemson, that needs to stay.
But
Kentucky,
how many
Louisville.
natural out-of-conference
if I'm playing 9 conference games in the SEC, I don't want to have to play Clemson.
I want to
that
play. You know who I want to
sucks.
play? I want to play Carson Wentz and what was it, North Dakota State?
Yeah.
Bring them on up here. We'll play you. Come on.
Hey, you will
I'm
prove a
telling you,
point.
Clemson and South Carolina want to play each other, though.
Yes, they should.
If you want to play each
you
other,
want-
yeah,
if you
congrats.
want
This
to
is
play
America.
each other.
I mean, you can play
This
each other.
is America.
That's fine.
Florida,
But
Florida
if it's
State,
me,
Louisville, Kentucky.
like
yeah, that's fine. But if it's me and I'm a LSU or Auburn or something like that, hey, Alcorn State, let's talk about it.
Georgia,
Yeah,
Georgia,
like, hey,
Georgia Tech.
Georgia
they're always
State,
going to
come
play.
on up
Yeah,
here.
let's talk about.
You know, they almost beat Auburn last
year.
year.
Yeah, not even Georgia State. I am not scheduling an out-of-conference team who runs.
Give me like
any
Helen
kind of
Keller
triple-
A&M.
any triple option or anything like that. And for the millionth time, who is Helen Keller?
They're like Blaine. They're like Blaine's just become the head coach at a Power 5 school. He just scheduled their first opponent. It's the Reeves School for the Blind. That's who they're playing.
I don't think that's how scheduling works.
You know what I mean?
I think that's how Blaine's scheduling would work. Be like, what? You're the head coach at Alabama, coach. We can't play them. It's like, why not? Saying there's something wrong?
It's like, look, we're trying to give people opportunities to get looked at. All right.
You're a
Look,
terrible person.
to get-
You're a terrible person, and I know what you did. Half the audience will know what you just did, and they'll know how bad of a person you are, but I know deep down inside.
I'll accept it. It's
Anything else
accepted.
from the
I've been
bag of
better
mail?
side, David.
No, very well done, though. Keep those questions coming
Yes.
every week. Mailbag Monday on a Tuesday, unless we do it.
DW mailbag.
Is Arch Manning a bust?
Already?
He hasn't even committed.
Is he a bust?
No,
Did you not see those touchdown passes?
Like, realistically, the expectations he's going to have is going to be a bust anyway.
well, yeah, again.
So what is a bust? Like if he doesn't win 3 Heisman trophies? Yeah, he's not going to win 3 Heisman trophies, Blaine.
How do you know?
He's not going
How do you
to.
know, David?
I know he's
Okay.
not.
How do you know?
I know he's not.
I mean, he could.
I know things.
He could. You can see the
Like
future.
You wanna know why he's
Tyrion
not?
Lannister.
You can see the future.
Like
David.
Tyrion Lannister in this.
He's going to redshirt his first year at Texas.
Okay.
So that takes that out. Can't win the Heisman that year. Then play 2 years.
He
and then
could.
go get drafted. You think he could win the Heisman being redshirted?
Say, look,
I didn't say the highest.
Arch,
man.
they have they brought him to have all of his practice stats.
Yeah. Like,
He makes it to New York.
Look, on the scout team, he was 80.
They're like, listen, Will Anderson, we know you led the country in sacks, pressures, tackles for loss, and all this. Arch Manning was destroying it at quarterback.
We
in
feel
scouting.
so bad about giving Charles Woodson the Heisman.
That's exactly right.
Uncle Peyton.
We're going to give it to you. Or they hate Peyton and want to give it to Arch. They're like, we can't stand Peyton. We'd much rather give it to Arch. Blaine, Booster Club. Before I go to the board of
All right,
emotional
God's Green
thoughts.
says,
What?
Helen Keller. I'm laughing.
Make sure that you
I'm
can read this on
laughing.
the show before
Yeah.
you actually do it.
All right, yeah.
Would you vet this question first?
I can't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
Exactly,
you. Thank you,
exactly.
David Cohn.
Daily Hater says Helen Keller was a wicked right-handed reliever for the Braves out of the mold of John Rocker.
Yeah, she came sprinting in from the outfield
Jay Hornet
wall.
says that was a little mean, Blaine, but funny.
It was. Listen, sometimes honesty hurts.
Sister Rich
Especially
says
when you land
Cone
on a
is
boat.
tall and he knows things.
Yeah.
One of those is true.
Yeah.
Anti-Tyrion Lannister.
Ty 27 says Arch Manning's a bust. The dude hasn't won a single game in college.
That's
Tempo says, agreed, Blaine. Too much hype for the name and way too much pressure.
Again, the expectation is going to be way too lofty. But speaking about lofty, Blaine, you can continue to
Proud
Booster
mama
Club?
wants to know, is Tennessee going to win it all in Omaha this year?
Well, the way Tennessee does in the postseason, it's really hard
Yeah.
for me to have faith in them. But
Here's
this
the
isn't
thing.
basketball.
You're bringing the
and
basketball
Rick
team
Barnes
into
isn't-
this.
it's-
I had them winning the national championship.
You
in
did.
basketball.
I'll ride with Tennessee. I don't think they're going to blow.
Oh, you did have
They're
them.
definitely
I
gonna
did.
blow it.
I did. I
So
believe.
I'm going to go over to the board of creation, destruction,
Don't
life,
destroy it.
death,
Don't destroy it.
happiness, sadness.
You want a hug?
No, I don't.
Yeah, y'all don't start
appreciate
hugging
that.
out here, man. I don't-
We'll hug it out after this.
All right, last night, just want to personally thank Luka Doncic. Got a double-double basically in the first half. Didn't have to worry about that. Mavs were able to put their windows down and cruise. And then the Oilers.
You boys had a night.
We did.
You boys
had that one
had
at
a
plus
night.
175. Oilers, I think they were minus 125, something like that. That also hit Edmonton. Thank you. Here's what I'm going with today. Give me the Heat money line. Who knows? It's 50-50 with the NBA. Nobody knows. Eric Spoelstra doesn't know. The Celtics organization, nobody knows.
David
So who
knows.
knows? Give me
And
the
it's all.
Heat money line plus 110. Trying to move up those units like I'm going to the penthouse. Then give me the Avs minus 1.5. It's plus 102. They were overwhelming the Blues on the road. Please overwhelm them at home. Please don't take this game off, guys. I'm asking you. I've never asked anything ever from anyone in Colorado outside this girl I used to date. I'm asking you guys, please show up. That's all. Cone, what do you got?
I want to start with the Marlins and Rays, couple gunslingers on the mound. So I'm
God,
going
that's
to
a
go
Marlin.
first five under at 3.5. I'd like it a lot more if it were at 4.5, but it's at 3.5, going off at minus 110. Of course, the Marlins and Rays are going to score over 3.5 runs. So because of that, I'm going to take the under. We need to do a lot of things to bounce back here.
I like
first
this.
five
Welcome
under,
to my realm.
and then Avs. Look, I want the Avs minus 1.5.
Yes.
Because you know what? I saw them score 3 goals in 100 seconds against the Blues the other day.
a lot
I
of
defended the Blues. I said they would win game 2. They did win game 2. I'm taking the Avs tonight.
So, bet buds?
Bet Buds.
Oh,
Yay,
little
Bet
option
Buds.
pitch?
Wow.
Yesterday,
Emotion.
you know, I said hike. I looked at the receiver. There's 2 people on him. What I did, I still threw it down there. I got up. I got hit, pressured. One thing I saw was this.
Touchdown.
I got him celebrated. Hit both yesterday for a plus 550 type of day.
Yeah.
Moved 5 units. It was a Hail Mary, and I Doug flutied it. So I'm
My
pretty
dude's
excited
doing
about that.
Pablo
And you know what I'm
numbers.
taking today? First of all, boys, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon of the Avs minus 1.
Yes.
Everybody, that's the first one we've ever had.
trust
It
Street.
feels like an empty net goal, just like the Oilers did for me yesterday. Mike Smith, I'll never forgive you for giving up that goal to make it 3-3.
But that helped me hit.
For me, I will never understand that your brain quit working for at least.
So we're all taking the
But
Avs.
that helped me hit with the Flames over the 2.5 goals. And you still hit.
True, but it made me worry. There's 4 minutes left to go in the third. I had a minus 1.
Well, that's the point. You don't want to watch sports and be bored.
Yeah, I know,
You
but I
gotta
don't
go-
want to be worried, David. I don't want to be worried. I want to feel good. They started 3-0 in the first. It was like, we're killing these guys. Next thing I know, I look up, I get out of the shower, it's 3-2.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I'm pretty not excited about that, but this one I'm
I
taking.
can hear
I'm
Blaine
taking.
stomping around.
Jake, you got the Heat plus 110 today.
Money line plus
In
110.
my opinion, all right, I'm gonna follow the bouncing balls here. All right, if the Heat play good and win, what will happen? What will have to happen for the Heat to win this game?
Jimmy to ball.
Jimmy Buckets has got to have a day. Last game, not even close. Game before that, got hurt in the second half. He's not on any injury report, and he said he's feeling great, and there's no more excuses.
No more.
He said there's no more excuses. So I'm taking Jimmy Butler over 24 points and a Miami Heat team to win this game for plus 250.
Wow.
Double.
Come on, man.
Baby Cone, who's 18-6 overall, and he's 15-6 on the month. He's just going to take the Yankees first 5 minus a half.
That's my boy.
Minus 105. Look, your son just comes out here spitting gold.
Yeah,
you got
I
a good
hear
one.
about it every night.
It's a good decision. All right, we have a new Hall of Famer, Papa Link. Welcome.
Papa Link.
We're working on getting the jackets
Let's
made.
Give him a sound. Hold on.
give him something.
Let's give him a sound here. Let's say.
I like that. Give him one more.
Okay, one more.
Nice. Papa Link, congrats. 8-0. And listen, keep the streak going. We want to see how long you can go. Unsolicited ran 2 with 7-0 as well. He was so
Who'd he
close.
pick? Who'd he pick? The Canes?
I think he picked the Canes.
I told you not to do
Don't
it.
do
And you
this to
still
him.
did it.
Don't do
And
this
you
to
still-
him.
But now you learn. And now
Don't
you
do
learn.
that.
We're learning
Don't do that to
together.
him.
But
Don't
I
do
already
that
knew
to-
the answer, so
Hey.
really I'm not learning, but you are.
Everything you're doing right now is unsolicited.
You're unsolicited, David.
It is. So, Papa Link at 8-0 wants the Mariners money line. See if he can get it to 9-0. Unsolicited ran 2. Starting over wants Giants first 5 money line. Steamboat 5-0 wants the Rays money line at minus 175. Tall Riot's 4-0. EJ Runis is 4-0. Tall Riot wants the Braves first 5 money line.
Yes.
EJ wants the Twins money line going off at minus 196. JT Bryan 3-0 wants the Avs to win in regulation at minus 140. I like it. Be more college football. He's bet buds with the whole crew. It's a Captain Planet situation. He wants the Avs minus 1.5. He got that at plus 100. Valigators 2-0 wants the Avalanche money line. No overtime. Same bet as earlier. NCAA free plays is 2-0. Wants A&M money line. I'm guessing that's in baseball. Angelo G85, welcome to it, bro. Celtics over the Heat money line. Please no. I've got the Heat money line.
You know, I really went out of my way the other day to look for college baseball bets and couldn't find them.
They're on Barstool.
I couldn't find them. I literally
Couldn't
looked
find
and
them?
couldn't find them.
I could have
They're
shown
tough.
it to you.
Like maybe I was in the live section of it, but you know I couldn't find them. But I do know a fair amount about college baseball. But would I feel comfortable betting it? I don't know.
Let's go Booster Club as we
No, I
want
don't
this bad
know.
boy out.
Here's a question that's extremely easy to answer. Okay, Jimbo Eagle wants to know: would you rather be hit by a 100 miles per hour fastball or dunked on by John Moran?
Dunked on by John Moran.
Just slam it.
Please.
Are
put me
there
on a
any
poster.
video cameras around?
I don't
care. David, have you ever? I got hit
Look.
with a 92 miles per hour fastball, and I swear I met the Lord.
It's a big bullet, is what it is.
In the head? Did
And
get
you
in the head?
see it coming. No, I got hit in the neck.
I would much rather have John Moran absolutely launch from the free throw line and make the greatest dunk in basketball history over me than to get hit by something that Aroldis Chapman in his prime would throw. I'd much rather, because I like to live.
Yeah.
I love breathing and
I won't
being
argue
alive.
with that. But then we're going to take that John Morant clip of him dunking on you, and we're going to put it in
That's
the
fine.
intro video.
That's fine. That's fine.
I was walking around like little Nicky for like 2 weeks.
Speaking of videos, should we show him the Walsh video?
We have the Walsh
Should we
video?
show him the Walsh video?
Do we have it?
Yeah.
We have the Walsh
So,
video?
Matt Walsh got a little witch in him. Talked with him about the Ravens the other day. If you hadn't checked that out, you need to check that out. But watch this clip from the other day when we were hooping outside. Go ahead and run the clip. Cut 32 3/4.
You ain't going left.
It's goaltending.
Foul. Matt. Little help, bud. Hey, what is a pass?
He's a witch.
Hey, sweet baby, come on. We need
Come
one
back.
more. Hey, Walshy.
He made that shot. You could think it's camera tricks all you
No, he
want.
legitimately made
The
that
shot
shot.
went in. The
might.
shot went in. And if he can do that, then what can Ben do?
No, but,
Or what can't they do?
there's something. There might be some stuff in the works that me and Matt are going to work together.
There's some news that's going to break over the next couple weeks. A decision has been made by my brother. I'm not going to go into it. Something he wants to do with his life, something he feels, and we're going to let the world know about it. And they can't tell you no. They can't tell you no. And I'm proud of you. And I love you for speaking your truth. And you'll find out what that is soon.
Love of the game.
Love of the game.
Love of the game. That's what it's about, Dave.
It's about love of the game,
What it's
Dave.
about.
I feel it. I feel it right
Every-
now.
Cha
Everybody else
feel.
is gonna
Cha
know.
feel, bro.
Yeah.
Cha cha. Cha feel.
I'm glad you're letting
That was a good video, though.
that was a good video. What else
Glad
we
Matt
should
did
club
that.
line?
Return of the Mac. John Moran is going to clear Jake by 5 inches, so you won't even know what happened.
And you, sir, are smart. And
All
that
right,
is
better
why
question.
I chose
All right,
that
tempo.
option.
With a little better question right here. Would you rather get hit by a baseball or a hockey puck?
Oh,
I've never been hit by
where am I getting hit?
That's a great question, because if I'm getting hit by a hockey puck on a baseball field, I feel like it'll hurt less than actually getting hit by a hockey puck on ice. I feel like things just hurt worse when it's cold.
And you have more.
I
you have more
actually, you know
padding.
what? Agree with that.
It
But
hurts
how do you know
worse.
it's not cold when you get hit by the ball? Baseball.
Well, I'm thinking like on a baseball field. Usually, you play baseball, it's warm.
Well, again, I think it's a little bit different too. If I'm the goalie or if I'm the catcher and you're throwing a baseball, that means
Because they'll postpone games if it's not exactly 72 degrees in baseball. So
No,
you
they
know it
won't.
won't be too cold.
No, they won't. We played in Clay Chalkville one time, and I was just waiting to look up to see Frosty the Snowman get drunk with Santa
I
Claus.
tell you what, there's nothing worse than
field.
just catching a fastball off the handle.
And when it's cold, yes.
Oh,
in general, but when
no.
it's cold, it's even worse.
Oh, dude,
Wring
it's
your
like
hands
top 3 pain.
One more, Blaine. Then we're gonna
One
ride
more.
off into the
Oh,
sunset.
man, I want to make it good.
Make it good. Somebody make a good comment.
Can I get a couple in? Let's be honest.
All right, we can be poke honest.
Okay. Jay Bagwell, 2000, brand new vacuum says Ben probably hits 450-foot bombs.
He probably does.
Baseball.
He probably does. Get him out there to the White Sox field. Let him go to work.
Sister Rick says that was great. Play
Thank you.
it everywhere.
Oh, it's good.
With
Believe me.
Walshy.
We gonna tell everybody.
Kurt Comments wants to know what is a pass.
What is a pass? I asked him, what is a pass? You can explain that to me. Explain to me what's a catch. Explain to me what goaltending is. Explain to me how we got to the moon in 1969, but that's a different show.
Slap My Base 3825 says, I've taken a fastball to the jewels and I saw my dead great-grandmother for 3 seconds.
Wow.
Listen, I've had some bad experiences with that. I mean, not like traumatic, like catastrophic.
Are you okay?
I've got buddies that have had catastrophic entries with that.
Let's
it makes
not-
my stomach hurt, it makes my brain
Yeah.
hurt, and it makes me
I
really
don't like the
sad
word
and-
catastrophic when, like...
I know. Well, you brought it up. You're the one that reads the comments.
I
was
didn't
just-
say catastrophic.
Well, I said catastrophic because anytime anything goes down there that I don't like, it's catastrophic. It's the best relationship I got. But in order to continue this relationship, you better be subscribed. Twitter, TikTok, all that stuff. Make sure you're following us everywhere. Blaine, what's up?
All right, boys. We got an $8.99 donation.
We're rich.
Hey, hold on.
We're rich.
There we go.
From Ju Hung Yu.
Yep.
All the way from New Zealand, you guys are the reason why I started watching college football. Keep it up, lads. Love the content.
Yes.
Hey, we're about to start digging into college football.
Yeah. Listen,
Going
guys,
home, y'all.
Going
We're
home.
going home, y'all.
Want to see my watercolors?
Yeah. See my watercolors?
I'm old Greg.
Again, it's football season. It's almost upon us, and we're about to get back down into it. Y'all already know what's up. Y'all know when the season switches. But, like I said, make sure you're subscribed everywhere. Got another great show. Got some great guests, including a top-level SEC head football coach that's coming on very soon
Sure.
that you're going to like to hear. Until tomorrow, we're gone.